Hey guys, alright, so in this video I want to go over the Union 5-minute timer Valdo map farmer variant of the Armor Stacker. I've been playing this league. So this version, or I guess not really version, but this sort of build setup is basically made to farm these maps over here, like this one here, the Blasted Monolith Canyon map. This map has a 5-minute timer, and it has 100% deli, 90% less damage, and Union of Souls, which is pretty insane. The mobs are very tanky. I think maybe they're comparable to like 6k delve-ish, maybe. I'm not really sure about that, but they are very insanely tanky. Normally there's only like 1 or 2 builds per league that can actually complete these maps, and this league, Armor Stacker, is actually blasting through these pretty insanely fast. I think my fastest clear time has been 3 minutes and 40 seconds for this map. So there's quite a few other ones like this that are basically the same kind of mods, and some of them are quite harder because the layout of the map is really bad. So things like there's Remote Lair Desert Spring. This one, the boss just has so much like RP in it, like the boss going under the sand, and that takes up a lot of time. So this one's actually quite a bit harder to complete. There's quite a few of them, of these kind of 5-minute maps with insanely tanky mods. There's also a Mageblood one. This one is also quite annoying because obviously it's on cells, so the map layout is terrible. So it takes quite a bit longer to do. I think that's it. And then there is also a sort of beginning or entry level version, or the warm-up map, you could say. This is the Iron Territory map. So this one has all of the same mods as the Blasted Monolith and all those other ones, but this one doesn't have a timer. So this is the kind of one you go in and test your build out in. And the requirements for these kind of maps are pretty high. You need around 4 billion DPS minimum to actually go and complete these. I think right now my character is about at 9 billion with full burst. Yeah, and against like normal monsters in the maps, I'm at like 4.5 to about around like 5 billion DPS or so. So we're, kind of a little bit over the requirements. We're doing them quite a bit faster, but I was doing them with a little bit less gear. But basically with this strat, I farmed about 10 mirrors, so it's about 2 mirrors an hour. Now it's probably less because the maps are getting a little bit more expensive. But I got so from Friday, I started farming this Friday night, and not really doing it all that much, because, there isn't that many maps, right? So not really even farming them non-stop, but did a bit Friday night. Friday afternoon-ish, I did a few more. And then Sunday I was out the whole day, so Sunday night I came back and did maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 maps. And then, but mainly farming them, Friday night and Saturday afternoon, and I made total about like 10 mirrors, I think. I got like my Awakened Enlightens, I got my Awakened Powers, got the new boots, got a new sword, basically, mirror to a sword, got a new body armor. And so we'll go over the setup for this farm pretty much, and how I'm building the character, because we need basically every little bit of DPS really matters for these maps, especially if you're going to be attempting things like the Desert Spring map or the Cells map. Okay, so first of all, let's go and run one of the maps so you can kind of see what it's like. And for these maps, we're going to be using this kind of setup. I'll link the POB in the description, and we'll go over the build, what we're doing. But first thing we need to do before we enter is check our mercenary. There is sort of a bug with the Calandra's Touch where when you log in, or if the merc dies and you revive him, that the Calandra's Touch stops working. So I always check to make sure that his lightning resist is set correctly. Alright, so let's run one of these maps over here. So let's see what it's like, and hopefully we don't choke. I did one test run before this to kind of warm up, but hopefully, we are able to complete it. I haven't failed a map recently in the past 20 maps or so, so feeling pretty confident, especially now that we have quite a lot more DPS. Anyways, so the idea with the map is you do have to get a little bit good at sort of spotting the natural inhabitants of the map, so the natural mobs, and separating them from the delirium maps delirium mobs in your head, sort of, because you don't need to kill the delirium guys, and if you try to, you know, kill the delirium ones or you get stuck on them for too long, you're gonna waste a lot of time. Okay, I don't know why we're so slow. Oh, there's the fear. Oh, Ziri's here. Okay, if we can kill that Ziri here, it's really big. She's moving. Shit, and I'm lagging. But I think we killed them all. Okay, it's just Shape, Elder, and Cortex. Okay, good. Keep in mind, guys, this is 90% less damage with 100% Delirium. And we just kind of like one-shot them. It's kind of insane. Yeah, that burst we were doing with the... Oh shit, I've taken a lot of damage. Vol Smite, Vol Haste, and the Tincture, I'm at like 9.2 billion DPS. It's kind of insane. I think normally, like right now, when I'm just like going around chilling, killing these guys, we're at like about 4.5 billion. But normally I'm actually just using, like grouping them up, kind of, and then using my Vol Smite and Tincture at the same time. So, and then we're probably close to about 6 billion, I'd say. 5, maybe 5.5. And Vol Smite adds quite a lot of damage. Alright, let's kill these guys off real quick. And if the group is like really big, then I'll actually use my haste, Vol Haste. That was Kosis or something. We don't really need to kill all these guys, so I think we skip a little bit. Try to see, there is some mobs, these kind of cow things, whatever they are, the bison. I don't know what they're called. Oh, the forest beasts. Okay, we'll kill a few of these guys off. We don't actually need to kill all of them. It's like 80%, I think. So, but I do try to kill the easy ones because if we run into a situation where there is a lot of these magic monsters that are kind of tanky and they try to kite you, you know, there's like these archer guys, these ones kite you, or there's like the dogs, then, you know, you want to kill the easy ones and be able to skip these kind of annoying ranged ones, right? So these ones we are sort of killing, so I think we'll just stick with it. What are we doing on time? Okay, 3 minutes, we're almost done. This might be a very fast map. Well, if we don't screw up here. Okay, let's do our haste here and kill them off real quick. And the archers, yeah, I do want to get the scarabs though. Alright, let's pick up the scarabs and come over here. I think down there is the boss, so... Actually, no, we're not going to be all that quick. It'll be about a 4-minute map, I think. You guys have extra life, what? Okay, well, we've gone too far to skip them now, so let's keep going. Alright, skip those. And I think we have to actually run to the boss here and kill him. Because I don't really know how many mobs I have to kill, so I just want to kill the boss so I know. So the reward will pop out whenever I'm finished, right? Alright. We are not really doing that much damage for some reason. Is the map complete? Yeah, it is. Okay. So we can go look for rare mobs, I think. Oh, there we go. So I mean, it's kind of stressful. Sometimes you go to the end and the reward doesn't pop. I'm like, oh shit. Wait a minute. This is like, oh, it's 4 minutes 20 seconds. Okay, so that's pretty bad time, but I'm averaging about 4 minutes per map right now. Alright, so let's go over the build so we can see what we're doing, pretty much how we're setting up. It's pretty much the same as the previous build I released for the Valdo farmer, except this time we're doing a few things different. So I'm using a necrotic armor because this is going to help you clear the map quite a bit faster, and you don't really need the defense of the Twilight Regalia in these kind of maps. As you can see, we're pretty much never really taking damage. You need DPS pretty much these maps. That's all you really need. Okay, so we're still using the same helmet. I got some new swords. When I started out, like I said, you need about 4 billion DPS minimum to actually complete the map. So in POB, that means I guess we'll go check in POB real quick. So in POB, it means you need to disable your vault skills. So like this. And probably your mark as well. Because I don't think you're going to be marking magic monsters. So this, if you can get to about 3.5, 3.8 for billion DPS, because that's what I had when I started, then you can barely finish the maps. Now you can see about a little bit over 4 billion. I'm pretty much just cruising through these. And when we go over to the Feared and we pop all of our cooldowns, we're going to be having tons of DPS, right? 9.3 billion. It's pretty insane. So that is the kind of stat requirements. And then as for max hit, you see we're pretty not all that tanky, only at like 175k, and that's pretty much all you need, right? And without molten shell, we're like 100k. So you don't really need to be super tanky in these maps. You just need a lot of damage. So one main thing I've done so far is, so I've changed my gem links around to basically squeeze out a little bit of DPS. The main thing is I'm using my the cold snap setup I used in Simulacrum to generate frenzy charges, because I didn't actually have any sources of frenzies. So this was a huge DPS increase. You can see in the showcase that I'm pretty much at max frenzies the whole map with this. So in order to fit this in, I had to remove an Enlighten, and I removed my Frost Shield because don't need that kind of defense in these maps. And now I have Blood and Sand in the boots, so that's getting boosted the Awakening Power as well as the Amulet and that kind of stuff. So my Blood and Sand is level 17. It's giving me 25% more area damage. It's kind of insane. Pretty insane. Level 17 Blood and Sand. It's like crazy, right? And then aside from that, I think I put my determination in the helmet and moved the discipline into the gloves because I don't need the extra energy shield from the levels. I think that's pretty much it for these changes here. I have kept my mark on hit set up for the Feared. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the gem changes. As for the tree changes, I've had to change some things around just so I can get enough mana reservation. You don't actually need an Awaken Enlighten to play this setup. I was playing with just a normal Enlighten. You can see my mana, the mana isn't really going to change that much, like 126 to, 103. This is like totally fine. As long as you're over 100 mana, then you're going to be fine. So you don't need the Awaken Enlighten to actually do the setup, but I just got the Mastery here. And I had to get rid of this Mastery or the Rune Graft over here pretty much to fit this in, but overall it was kind of worth it. Eventually, once I get another Awaken Enlighten, I can remove this Reservation Efficiency node and get this attack speed back. And we'll probably be closing on 10 billion burst DPS at that point. But this is the tree. Nothing else has really changed. Oh, I did get a new Nimbus. I haven't got the Mage Blood yet because I have to fix my clusters before we, for strength, right? Before we actually swap over to Corrupted Mage Blood, and there isn't really any good ones on the market anyways, so. But that's pretty much it. As long as your build is doing 4 billion DPS-ish, you can do the Blasted Monolith and make tons of currency. Like, yeah, pretty insane. I mean, now it's kind of slowing down, but for the first like couple of days when these maps were like 10 divine per map, it was kind of like just like stealing candy from a kid kind of situation. Anyways, that's gonna be it for the video, guys. Oh yeah, actually I did want to talk about the regalia situation and these necrotic armors. I think I didn't really talk about them as much as I wanted to in my original guide. And overall, I still do think that the regalia is better overall, because you don't really need 9 billion DPS, right? It's like when are you ever going to need that much damage? So in the end, this one is probably the regalias are probably better overall, I think, and pretty much for like 99% of all Valdos I'm running this. And then only when I run those like really hard maps like the Blasted Monolith and that kind of stuff, then I'll swap on to the Necrotic because, like I said, we don't need the extra defense there. So if you're wanting to build your character to run those really hard 5-minute timer maps, then you probably should be buying the Necrotic armor. But I think, yeah, in most other cases, you probably won't need the extra damage. Okay, so people wanted to see the MTX, so we're going to do it real quick. We got the 2 demigods. And then we have the demigod helmet. We have the new Shaper floating armor from the Curix Vault. Sanctum wings, Argate Halo, the Holy Eyes, Paladin weapon effect, Divine Judgment finisher, 2 demigod rings, demigod belt, shark attack, Chaosborn, boots or whatever, golden character effect, and that's it. Anyways, so that's going to be it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you have any questions about this setup in particular in the comments. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.